Hey guys, how you going? I'm sorry I haven't been on here for a few days. I did get sick again and actually slept for the last 4 or 5, I don't even know how long it's been. Anyway, I'm back on HCQ again and I wanted to bring you a few things uh, regarding this. I felt the best when I was on this, so I decided to go back on it again, just HCQ and zinc once a day, and I'm feeling better already. So I think that's the one to stick with. I tried to make this as big as possible so you could read along with me if you want to. It says HCQ, CAN, CER, and safe you know what's. Many emerging studies showed the use of HCQ healing that the big C in as little as 3 days to a few weeks. These studies have been suppressed and this drug has been around for a while. Keep going, I have lots to share. Now, I'll put these links down below. I just wanted to read you a few things on this particular subject because I found very good results with this. Okay. So, before we get started on too much, I'd like to thank 3 people. Susie's Q, I like that, Jeremy and Hollister. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate the donation. So, yeah, we'll get on with this, and I've got a lot more to show you. There is also tonic water, which is a simpler version. The quinine in it is miraculous, apparently, scientists say. So you've also got that. I will include this link, this search link. I just searched on Twitter for HCQ and all this came up. So I'll just include the search link and you can go through all of this to find there's so many different things people are finding on this that, and when Trump announced that he was, that made me think that it was a bit of a cure. But I'm not a doctor, so don't take my word for it. If you want to, you can wait a little while. I'm sure this is all going to come out because this whole thing looks like a big setup. The whole virus looks like a setup to expose everything because it has. A lot of people are waking up, guys. So I'm just going to bring you a little bit more information on this. Now this is just a meme, but is this red pill? And I'll show you why. I can't make this any bigger. I tried, I zoomed in on Twitter, but I can't make it any bigger. HCQ and the pineal gland. A couple of breads ago, an Anon mentioned, now this is from research from Q, because Q's exposing all this, and you can see it happening in real time, but you have to pay attention to what Q is posting and saying, and I'll show you that in a minute. But a couple of breads ago, an Anon mentioned a possible link between HCQ and the pineal gland, so I looked into it. Apparently, HCQ is used to treat a condition called chronic calcium pyrophosphate disease, CPPD, which is caused by the deposition of calcium pyrophosphate, CPP crystals, in the joint tissues. It's kind of like arthritis. It's also been found to act as a matrix metalloprotease, calcium-dependent amino acid killer, activity inhibitor. Both of these actions are achieved presumably by breaking down the calcium needed to feed the activity. I haven't been able to find any specific material about the effects of HCQ on the pineal gland, but it does appear to counteract the calcification of cells, which is a known side effect of fluoride on the pineal gland. Is POTUS, the President of the United States, about to chemically induce the Great Awakening nationwide by curing COVID and decalcifying pineal glands at the same time? I found that very, very interesting. Now, this is obviously a parody of, but it is what Trump said a week ago or two. I think it's a week ago. I've lost track of time, guys, because of being in bed for 4 or 5 days. Anyway, listen to this.
A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine. Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right. I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. Excuse me. A lot of doctors take it. I take it.
I'm going to stop it there because of the music playing in the background, guys. That's hilarious. Also, when you do a Google or Bing search on the HCQ and you scroll beyond the first 2 or 3 pages of a search result, you've peeled away the protective barrier erected by those search engines to hide the positive effect HCQ is having in populations the world over. And apparently the military take it as well. Out of the 42,000 daily doses the US military take, can you point me to the deaths? Thought not. And that's because there's people in here also trying to say that it's going to kill you because the TV told them that. This thing's been around for anywhere from 40 to 70 years. And it's used to treat quite a few things. If you look it up, do a Google search and go past those first few pages, you will find information in there that it's used for a lot of things. In fact, they said in one of the websites I looked at, it said that if you are a diabetic, if you have diabetes, that you have to talk to your doctor because you may need to reduce the amount of your medication for diabetes that you're taking. And straight away I thought, why would that be unless this stuff helps you? So I'm a bit perturbed by the people saying it's going to kill you because I had to go back on it. It helped me. It made me, it gives you more energy, guys, I'm telling you. Gives you more energy that I didn't have for a long time. I feel a lot better. And even though I was sick for about 2 or 3 days there and I slept for about 4 or 5, that wasn't because of the HCQ. That was, I did an MMS protocol, which is different. And I did the fungus protocol, the mold and fungus protocol. And that's what put me on my backside. So I've done that now, and so I'm doing the HCQ again. And I actually, even though I was sick the last few days, I still felt better than I had in a very long time. I think it just was a big clean up and clean out of everything. Now, this other drug that they're trying to sell you, instead of HCQ, which is about $1,000 a tablet, and the HCQ is about 20, maybe? Oh, mine was cheap, believe me. And this one, the drug only helped those on oxygen and finds mortality too high for standalone treatment, and that's from Zero Hedge. And that's the Remdesivir study, and that's the one that Bill Gates and Fauci and all that have shares in. They stand to make millions from this and the vaccine, both of them. But they've changed their tune too. Fauci and Scarf Lady are now saying, oh, we need to open up. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to close down. I thought, yeah, okay, 10 days, 2 weeks at the max, fine, but no, when it went over that, I knew. This is what I mean by when I say this is a big setup, because Trump knew what they were going to do. He let them do it so far, and now he's looking good and they're looking really bad, and people are waking up, and it's amazing to watch, guys. And you've also got this, the face you make when the virus you made has a $20 cure. Or the fake virus. And another thing, if the HCQ should be banned, why isn't Advil? Because it can increase your risk of fatal heart attack or stroke doses, or if you have heart disease. Do not use this. Oh my God, who wrote this? Advil may also cause stomach or intestinal bleeding, which can be fatal. These conditions can occur without warning while you're using ibuprofen, especially in older adults. So why... this does not do what they're saying. It doesn't hurt. Like, as long as you get a doctor to prescribe it to you and they check you, you should have no problem. Here's another one. HCQ is the red pill. HCQ cures all disease, especially Trump derangement syndrome. Pelosi ice cream, Adreno, CA zombies. Okay. And this is how it works. Zinc stops the viral replication inside lung cells. Quinine tonic water transports zinc into the cells. Vitamin C stops the cytokinin storm. Vitamin D builds the immune system. All freely available over the counter. The reason they're fighting it so hard is Gates' agenda ruined. Citizens refuse extremely dangerous untested vaccine mandatory testing and tracking. People are spreading the truth globally. Truth revealed, doctors around the world use HQC protocol with over 90% success rate. Independent studies confirm efficacy and safety. The plan: convince the world that COVID is extremely lethal virus with no cure. Oh, went round the wrong way here. Number 1, there's a virus. Number 2, constant repetition of disinformation, grooming citizens to accept new normal, to give up civil liberties. Number 3, politicians pushing agenda via executive orders and tyranny, using unconstitutional laws, police brutality and fear tactics. 4, truth revealed, doctors around the world use it with 90% success rates. Gates' agenda ruin. And there you go. And now listen to them all change their mind, guys. Ready?
How much damage is the media causing now the way they're covering us?
Essentially, the entire problem we're having is due to panic, not the virus.
We need our mojo back. Let's start with things that are really critical to the nation, where we think we might be able to open without getting into a lot of trouble.
I can't show you an x-ray of depression. I can't show you an x-ray of anxiety. But the fact of the matter is, the longer this lockdown goes on, the more vulnerable people get. And it's like there's a tipping point. There's a point at which people start having enough problems in lockdown that it will actually create more destruction and actually more death across time than the actual virus will itself.
This corona thing doesn't worry me
at
all.
It is a press-induced panic. I am angry about it. It is the flu. It's milder than we thought. The fatality rate is going to drop as we identify more cases. The entirety of the problem now is that people are being pushed into bankruptcy.
I tell you,
early comments about equating coronavirus with influenza were wrong. They were incorrect. I was part of a chorus that was saying that, and we were wrong. And I want to apologize for that. I wish I got it right, but I got it wrong. What I did not get wrong was Every time I took a position, I always said, make sure you listen to Dr. Fauci, because he is the person we must look to.
I've realized my comments on risks around opening schools have confused and upset people, which was never my intention. I misspoke. As a heart surgeon, I spent my career fighting to save lives in the operating room by minimizing risks. At the same time, I'm being asked constantly, how will we be able to get people back to their normal lives? To do that, one of the important steps will be figuring out how do we get our children safely back to school.
I've gotten a lot of tongues wagging by comments I made last night on Laura Ingram's show, so I thought I would follow up on that. Robin and I 100% support the CDC guidelines of quarantine.
And there you go. I don't know, I just tuned right out when that was playing. Were they submitting to Big Pharma, or are they admitting they were wrong? So they're admitting they're wrong, from what I can gather. I hope that's it. I've been asleep for a few days, guys. So it's going to take me a little while to catch back up again. Then I wanted to show you this, guys. Explainer, Israeli MP Netanyahu's corruption trial. Jerusalem, Reuters. A week after being sworn into office for a fifth term, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu goes on trial on Sunday charged with corruption. What are the charges against Netanyahu? Bribery, fraud and breach of trust. Netanyahu, 70, was indicted in 3 criminal cases last November. He denies all wrongdoing. Case 4000 alleges that Netanyahu granted regulatory favours worth around 1.8 billion shekels, about $500 million, I'm thinking, to Israeli telecommunications company Bezek Telecom Israel. Sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, guys. In return, prosecutors say he sought positive coverage of himself and his wife on a news website controlled by the company's former chairman, Shaul Elevich. In this case, Netanyahu has been charged with bribery, fraud and breach of trust. Elevich and his wife, Iris, have been charged with bribery and obstruction of justice. The couple deny wrongdoing. Case 1000, in which Netanyahu has been charged with fraud and breach of trust, centres on allegations that he and wife Sarah wrongfully received almost 7,000 shekels worth of gifts from Aaron Milchan, a Hollywood producer and Israeli citizen, and Australian billionaire businessman James Packer. Prosecutors said gifts included champagne and cigars, and that Netanyahu helped Milchan with his business interests. Neither Packer nor Milchan face charges yet. I don't know. Case 2000 alleges that Netanyahu negotiated a deal with Aaron Moses, owner of Israeli newspaper Yedioth Ahronoth, for better coverage. In return, the Prime Minister allegedly offered legislation that would slow the growth of a rival newspaper. Netanyahu has been charged with fraud and breach of trust. Moses has been charged with offering a bribe and denies wrongdoing. Moses? Okay. What does Netanyahu say? Netanyahu says he's the victim of a political orchestrated witch hunt by the media and the left to oust him from office. The left? Loyalists in Netanyahu's right wing? You sure? Likud Party have accused the justice system of bias, and Netanyahu has said receiving gifts from friends was not against the law. His legal team says criminal investigations into relations between politicians and the news media threaten press freedom. Will a verdict come soon? Unlikely. The trial could take years. Netanyahu could also seek a plea deal rather than go through the trial process. Could Netanyahu go to jail if convicted? Bribery charges carry a sentence of up to 10 years in jail or a fine. Fraud and breach of trust carry a prison sentence of up to 3 years. And that's the end of that. But I just found that very interesting, because on the resignations you found that Netanyahu was one of the people who had resigned. Okay, Benjamin Netanyahu resigned as the health minister for the government of Israel and the defense minister for the government of Israel. He resigned from both those posts. Okay, so I'll put this down below so you can have a look for yourself. Let's go over to Q. Now, Q's exposed quite a few things lately. People fell asleep long ago. People gave up control. People have been compartmentalised, divided. Divided you are weak. Divided you are taught to fight each other. Race versus race. Religion versus religion. Class versus class. Gender versus gender. Unity is what gives people strength. Unity is what gives people power collectively. Power over government. Power over blank. Unity creates peace. Unity is humanity. The world is what we make it. And for those who don't believe in Q, all he does is leads us to news articles that might have some, well, they do have, they're critical to know. Okay, so this is more about preventing exposure of corruption than it is about any virus. And this is Senate committee authorises subpoena in GOP's Hunter Biden Burisma investigation. Now, this will lead you out to the news article. And Joe Scarborough at the time of death. Oh, yeah, that was really interesting. That his intern, one of his interns, was found dead in the office. That he was supposed to be there meeting the couple that actually found the girl. And he said he was away in Florida or something, somewhere. And they said, well, why did you make the appointment with the couple if you were all away, And then he said he was around, but wasn't going to attend the appointment he had with the couple who found the girl. Why? It's so much. This is too sus. It needs to be looked at, and it will be. Five Eyes and CIA, how the Obama administration weaponized surveillance to target Trump. The CIA report. Okay, look at this. This is CIA's use of journalists and clergy in intelligence operations. Now, I'll include this link down below for you guys. Not only that, another one of Q's posts was this one. This was from 22nd of September 1986, reporters in the CIA. He's just exposed Operation Mockingbird. And if you go back through my videos, you'll find I read it was just the Wikipedia version of what they described as Operation Mockingbird. And it still told you a whole lot that most people wouldn't understand. And then they've got Democrats paid Pennsylvania election officials to stuff ballot box, and wasn't one charged. And a 70-something-year-old man was charged because they were paying him to do it. Government CDC, influenza death request correction. US data on influenza deaths are false and misleading. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, acknowledges a difference between flu death and flu-associated death, yet uses the terms interchangeably. Additionally, there are significant statistical incompatibilities between official estimates and national vital statistics data. Compounding these problems is a marketing of fear, a CDC communications strategy in which medical experts predict dire outcomes during flu seasons and make you get a vaccine. So all he does is they give you information, guys, to research. And that's what the this post was about. It was an anon researching something that they were interested in, and they came back and reported it. So no one's buying the MSM anymore. Fear not, we'll be all right after the election. I have a feeling that, look, there's going to be some part of Nasara Jassara. It may not be the whole thing, but there's going to be something like 6,000 technologies, maybe more, released to the public. The cures are going to be released to the public, and a lot of money will be coming back to the public that was stolen off the public. So if you want to know more on Nasara Jassara, I do suggest going to Surfing Santa and checking out her video. I can't do a better job than she does. She really does a great job. And there was another lady who picked it up the other day and did something on it. If you know who she is, can you please post it down below, and I'll try and pin that comment, because I did see something from another lady the other day talking about Nasara Jassara, and it was very well done. So I think that'll be it for today. I just wanted to show you what Q is and how it's not that hard to follow them, because what they give you is things like this, and then you just read them. And just reading them sounds easy enough. How many pages are in it? Where does it tell me? 50. Okay, let me know if you want me to read this. If you guys are too busy to sit down and read this, let me know. I'm gonna... Okay, guys, so let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like to help support the channel, you'll find my PayPal down below as well. Take care, guys. Stay safe and stay calm. Things are happening, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, guys. Bye.